There really is no need to aim down sight when you can simply fire from the hip. Far Cry 3's multiplayer still dominated by SMGs, and I was having fun last night demonstrating that fact, so do enjoy the gameplay. There is a kill streak or two, and just a lot of dominating with a weapon that you don't have to be accurate with. Notice how quick the time to kill is. And yes, it's just madness. So that's all I've got to say about that. The topic for this commentary is in fact pre-ordering games. Now, I want to lay down my opinion and then I want to get some feedback on it because this is something that we can all talk about and all get involved with. So for me, let's talk about single player versus multiplayer because there is a difference for me when it comes to pre-ordering. I myself rarely ever pre-order single player games. I think Far Cry 3... Yep, Skyrim I didn't even actually pre-order or buy on day one. So Far Cry 3 is the one exception. I was looking forward to the multiplayer and the map maker as well though, so that kind of rules it out. So aside from Far Cry 3, I do tend to resist the impulse to pre-order or buy single player games on day one. I wait for reviews, I wait to see if the game is well polished and actually finished. That's always a bonus if the developers have actually finished their game prior to release, because these days it's a tendency to do the opposite, which is not a good thing. So yeah, a lot of the time these single player games that I avoid buying on day one, they drop in price very, very quickly. Far Cry 3, which we're seeing here, Hitman Absolution, that's another example, Skyrim, which I picked up a little after release, they all dropped in price very, very fast. And it really puts me off buying the game immediately for the full price when I know that the experience will be the same experience in a month or so, but for a different price. There's no dependency on people populating the game as there is with multiplayer. Now, multiplayer games, I get sucked into this. I get bored of games pretty quickly. The reason there's so much variety on my channel is because I post what I'm currently playing, and that changes all the bloody time. I like getting multiplayer games on release to get to know the maps quickly, learn the nuances of the gameplay, and just generally use that knowledge to dominate those who pick up the game later. And I realise that's not a very sporting reason at all, but I can be pretty competitive and I like having that advantage from the offset. I like being there, knowing the maps on day one. Of course, having my YouTube channel, I can keep my content current with new games that I pre-order, so if I did a Let's Play channel, maybe I'd have a greater focus on single player games, but I don't cover that kind of thing. So I stick to my multiplayer, and that's exactly why. So I'm going to move on to pre-order incentives. Now, most of the time, these incentives are digital content, downloadable content. Now, do I think digital or pre-order incentives are all right or wrong? I think they're pretty shitty. A lot of the time, developers will use content that they take out of the full retail release and then just use it to encourage us to pre-order, and it feels a bit dodgy. And once we've already decided to pre-order, we've got like 7 different stores to choose from depending on what we want, which skin we want to choose. So yeah, it gets a little bit ridiculous, and a lot of the time, a few months down the road, that exclusive content, it becomes available to download by everyone. So Battlefield 3, for example, they had dog tags, they had a Spec Act or something skin that was available to pre-order from Game here in the UK, and then after a few months it became available to everyone on Xbox Live, so they could just purchase that very easily. And it was a kind of fuck you to everyone that pre-ordered who blindly put down money for a game that they had not yet played. Yes, we've seen trailers and gameplay and stuff like that, but it's so controlled. You know, the embargo's on reviews, we don't know what we're buying, and you don't know if it's worth the full price, and you're already being sucked in for digital content that might be for a game that sucks absolute balls. So is pre-ordering worth the risk? I don't think so. They attempt to persuade us to purchase games before we've even played them or seen them fully in action. I mean, look how Aliens ended up. But hey, at least all those people that dropped 40 quid or $60 for that monstrosity, at least they get to use an exclusive weapon in that game or exclusive character skins. At least you've got those. Woo bloody who. And I don't mean to rant, I don't mean to make people that bought the Aliens game feel stupid, Phil, but I think we need to be a bit smarter with our purchases, especially if you're blindly purchasing something because it offers this trivial reward. Let me know your opinions down below. Is it worth pre-ordering games when we have no real sense of what we'll be experiencing on release day? Should demos be mandatory to all games? Dead Space 3, the guy behind that, said it hindered sales because they did a demo, and obviously because people are actually playing your game before it's released. So some people are going to be put off. Even if it is a good game, it might not meet their expectations that they got from the trailers or the promotional crap that goes on. So yes, it's going to hinder sales, but at least you're not tricking people, because that's not good stuff. Or should we have the sense to wait and see what the general consensus is before we make a purchase ourselves? Should we wait until those reviews come out? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. I will read through them. I'll get back to everyone that does talk about this topic, so be sure to leave your opinion, as I really am interested. And then, of course, on the left we have my Medal of Honor Warfighter video with Phil. He's been keeping me entertained while I've been ill. No homo, maybe a little. And on the right we have my Far Cry 3 thing, where I do a man versus wild in the style of Bear Grylls / Jeremy Clarkson / someone that really needs to get out more. And yeah, please hit like if you did enjoy the video. This has been me, MackTheGun, and I have, of course, been coming in your ears. Goodbye.